Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of ATFC. Last episode, we achieved to get the copper pickaxe and a copper prospector's pickaxe. We are going to take full advantage now, and we are going to mine up quite a bit of copper for all of the tools which we're going to need in the future. You know what? Before we actually go and do that, we have enough copper to make one tool. We are going to use it to go and make a copper saw because cave-ins exist, and we will do some more explaining on that later. You join me at my very first starter base, just a flat area where we've got loads of stuff set up. So to be able to actually get what we want, we need to find one of these jars that contains some clay. Yeah, this one will do. So we need to turn all of this clay into a saw blade mold. Unfired saw blade. And while we're here, we might as well pick up all of the other molds for everything else which we need. An axe mold and a scythe mold. Let's get this in for the pit kiln. Now we wait for this to finish, and this is going to give us one of the copper saws which we need. Okay, pit kiln is done. Let's get a saw blade mold in here. Okay, saw blade turns into the copper saw blade, well, the saw blade mold. Plus a stick, we now get a copper saw. This is going to be really useful for us. Not only can we make these support pillars, we can also turn these into a crafting table. If we do chestnut lumber, craft it into lumber first, then we go planks, then we can get a chestnut workbench. Which also means that we can now get chests, and we can really do some base building. But for the most part, we just need it for these support beams. So we're going to go back over to the copper, and we're going to mine up a lot more of the copper which is there. Yes, we are at the copper mine. So if my memory serves correct, I believe we need to mine out a 3x3 area. So you can place them down and they'll automatically go 3 blocks high. We'll do that on each side, then we'll do this center one. Now, I think that makes it so that at least 3 or 4 blocks going that way, it's safe to mine without a cave-in. So we should be able to mine a pretty decent amount of copper from here now. And while we're here, we might as well also grab some of this basalt. If you break all of the surrounding blocks which connect this to other blocks, so the last one is connecting is this one, it will break off the entire piece of stone and give it to you as an item. We're also going to need this raw basalt to be able to make the quern, because we are going to try and make some bread as well today. And to actually be able to grind the grain into flour, you need to use the quern. Well, that was a very bad cave-in. So I do believe it is about a 4-block radius. Not a fan of all of this gravel. Now, with all of that copper which we collected, look how much copper we have. Loads of rich, loads of normal, we've got a few pours, even more rich, we've got loads of copper now. Okay, that should be good enough. So we need 1 ingot for the axe mold, 1 for the scythe. That's going to be 8 pieces of native copper. I would also like to make a shovel. Let's get all of these prepared in there. So that is 12 pieces now. Anything else which we're going to need? We're going to need a hammer, and I would also like to make a chisel. That is going to be 3 ingots of copper, 4, 5 ingots of copper. So 3, we might actually try and use up some of this rich copper. There you go, this is going to be 5 ingots of copper, 11 rich native, which is 385 millibuckets, plus 15 equals 400 millibuckets, then plus the 4 to get it to 5 ingots worth. And while we're waiting for that, we're going to craft up some of the chests. 8 chestnut chests. Let's just place them along here for now. And 1.18 chest mechanics means that we can have them up against each other. Oh, look at all of this inventory storage. Yes, the chest space is also reduced compared to normal chests. So this is going to be more than enough chests for now. We're going to be able to store most of this stuff in here. All of the foods we're going to try and store in these vessels because they do increase the expiry time. Anything which doesn't expire but also is mob drop can go in here. Blocks we're going to isolate to this chest for now. Rocks can go in this chest with the ores. Seeds and any wildlife can go in this chest for now. That includes sticks and straws. Sticks and straws. Sticks and straw. There. That is all of these vessels stored. So now we'll separate these. These are all empty vessels. Right, I have an extra potato seed. So we've got enough time. We should have enough time. Let's have a look at the quern recipe. So to be able to craft, okay, we can't craft this yet. We still need to get the chisel. We can, however, make the hand stone, which will be placed on top of the quern once we're ready. Okay, remember, work quickly because it is going to cool down. So we have all of these to pour this into. So shovel, hammer, chisel, scythe, axe. Okay, now we can cool all of these down. So we get this vessel back. Then we can craft all of these into the respective tool heads. Oh, so many tools. Now we can upgrade the shovel, copper axe, copper hammer, copper scythe, and copper chisel. How cool is that we've now got all of the basic tools? And if you're wondering why I have decided to get this scythe, I will show you. The axe which we use, this would just make it so that we can chop down trees and get all of the logs from them. The scythe means that we can now start harvesting the leaves. We need to harvest the leaves with this scythe to end up getting saplings. We also get sticks out of this, which are also not terrible. Yes, we just got a chestnut sapling. We just got 4 chestnut saplings from these 2 trees, so we can replant them. The axe, like I said, that increases how much we actually get from the logs. We now get all of them, I believe. Yeah, and all of these sticks which we keep getting, they're really good for torches and ladders in this. Since we're going to be going down to a lot of these veins, we just want to go straight down. All of the logs from that tree. Lovely, so that's what the scythe does. Okay, that is a very cool effect from the sun setting. You can see the shadow which is casting. Could we craft some tool racks? The tool racks are also going to be equally as important as all of the tools. So the tool rack in its name, it might suggest what it does. It just allows you to store things. So we can store the scythe, anything which we're not going to use. We actually need to bring everything else. The hammer we can use to make our first anvil. The chisel, as its name implies, should allow us to chisel some of these raw rock variants, as long as we've got the hammer in the inventory, possibly in the offhand. There you go. So M will change the mode. So this is slab mode. This is chisel the entire block mode. This is stair mode. We just want this block mode. So we can now pick up this smooth basalt. We also need to collect just a tiny bit more of this raw basalt. Right, that is enough for the quern. Oh, I am being chased by some wolves, aren't I? You see them on the map. Oh my, that is... Sorry, there's like 5 wolves chasing me. You leave me alone, please? I don't look like a tasty snack. It's good timing, though. My food is pretty drained, so we're gonna make some bread, which is going to help a lot. So we can make the quern. Where do we want to place that? Should we just place it just in a temporary location here? And then we just need to place this handstone on the top. Then to actually get this going, we need some of the rye grain. Yeah, we'll do the rye. What is this? Rye plus a knife. So it gives us the grain and a little bit of straw as a byproduct. The grain we need to go and place in the top of this. Then you need to right click on this little handle here. That's an amazing animation. Then we get our rye flour, which now if we mix that with any amount of water by the looks of it, we can make a lot of dough at a time. Right, 8 pieces of rye flour. Then we can mix this in the crafting table with this water jug by the looks of it. 16 rye dough. Then to turn this into actual usable food, we need some of these logs. Let's put a couple of logs in here, then we'll light this fire pit. Now we cook all of this. Our first bits of bread. We also don't just need to stop bread. Bread can also be used for some other things. One of the most important things is going to be sandwiches. That does actually decrease the expiry date to July. Now this is like a superfood. We can combine stats so we can get grain and vegetables in this. This is now worth grain and vegetables. We can add cheese, meats, loads of different stuff for all of the different food types, which we need. Look at how much that increased my health. Max health is now at 1,000. Yeah, so I like the sandwiches. Sandwiches are very good. Right, well the next thing which we need to do, we are going to need to get some clay. We need to make some of these unfired ingot molds. We're going to need a few of these. Let's make, that is going to be 8 of these. And we should also be able to do pit kilns next to each other like this. And it will end up lighting both of them. Okay, and this should light both of these. There you go. So this is going to produce ingot molds, and we're not melting any metal, so we can leave these. Let's actually use all of these sticks which we have and craft up a whole load of ladders. 3 stacks of ladders, because they only stack to 32. Let's also get some of these berries placed, actually. So we'll do these in strips for now. So we'll do the snowberry bushes going along here, cranberries going along here, and wintergreen berries going along here. Hopefully these will be okay to grow. Right, and while we're waiting for this to also, these to finish, let's go back to the copper vein and mine up even more copper. Look at all of the mining which we've just done. So much copper here. There's still a lot more copper here. We've still got a lot more mining which we're probably going to be doing here in the future. But for now, this is how much rich native copper we have. We also have this much normal native copper, then this much poor native copper. All of this is going to be very useful for what we're trying to make, which is the copper anvil. This is how we're actually going to progress through the metal tiers. Okay, and all of the ingot molds which we have are done. We made 8 of these. Let's take all of these out and put them in the chest. For now though, let's see if we can smelt some of these things down. Okay, so this is going to be 16 ingots of copper. We can get this up to 19 if we put the normal copper in there. So this will be 19 copper ingots. That's what we're going to try to go for. Let's go and gather up some more clay because we are going to need a lot more ingot molds than we currently have. Okay, so that is going to be enough for 11, then 12. So we're going to need to do 3 pit kilns, 3 at a time. Bring my torches out and light these. So I also have a hidden agenda. This is how you make an anvil. The basic one, you just need to hit any rock with a hammer, right click, and it will produce this. And if you leave the hammer in there, it will stay as an anvil. That was a challenge. Okay, so once these have finished, we should probably also clear out my inventory. So the way this is going to operate, we are going to have to be very quick with this. We're going to need to cast all of the ingots, or as many as we can, not cool them down, wait for them to cool down slowly in my inventory, then craft them into the ingots, and hopefully they'll still be hot enough for us to weld them so that we won't need to heat them up. Yeah, we've got to do all of that without letting them cool down, which is going to be quite fun. Are we ready to do this? Because it's nearly completed. This could go completely wrong and it will end up solidifying. Right, quick as we can. Come on, faster, faster. It's still yellow white in this jug. Okay, this stuff is solidified. So we need to pop this out quickly. Not hot enough. Oh, they cooled down. Okay, let's just try and get all of this out then. I reckon the way that we're going to need to do this, we are going to need to make the forge, which means that we're going to need to make some charcoal. Oh, it's solidified. We couldn't get it all out. Okay, well, we're going to need to refire this. Not terrible. At least we've got all of this copper, which you can, if you shift right click, you can place them on the ground. Look at that, look at all of this copper. All of the copper bars. To be able to make this charcoal pit, we are going to need to collect a lot of logs. How many we need, I don't know off the top of my head. I know that we need, for every one of these which we place in it, this is going to be 16 logs. I want to start doing a 3x3, so that will be 144 logs we're going to need for the first one. That's going to be a lot of chopping trees, so we need to go and find a sensible location to actually begin that, which is probably going to be in this forest here. Yeah, let's go and do that. We have collected, we've been busy. We've got so many chestnut logs. So the way we need to set this up, let's clear out an area first. We basically need to dig a hole in the ground. Then we can place these log piles like this. Then we can start filling all of these log piles up. We'll do one on the top for good luck. Surround it all in dirt. Then to be able to start this, you can use the fire starter, but we're just going to use the torches because it's easier. We just need to throw a torch on the top, wait until this ignites. Then as soon as it ignites, place another dirt block to put out the flame, and then this will end up turning this into charcoal over quite a long period of time. So we just need to check back on that once it's done. Another thing which we are going to need to craft is for this forge which we're making, we are going to need to make some mortar. So let's grab a couple of these chestnut barrels because these are going to be useful. We can fill them up with any fluid. We need a bit of flux. To each 10, we're going to need 20, I believe. So if we unseal this, place the flux in, we get lime water. Then I don't think we've actually found any sand yet. We are going to need to get some sand. Maybe some sand is over here. Yeah, it has to be sand. So we need to go and find some sand. Oh, wow. So that place would actually contain sand. Yeah, we've been searching for about 30 minutes. Yeah, this is red sand. Well, I'm going to collect up a lot of this since we're this far away and then head back to base. We're 2,000 blocks away from home. Around about 2,000. Is that... That's an alpaca. That's very cool. Terraform Craft has a lot of new creatures in it. Well, that was a lovely trip. That was about 15 minutes to walk from all the way over here, all the way back to the base, where the base is going to be. But we have collected some sand, which I'm very grateful of. We also have a lot more limestone, which we're going to use for flux. We now have plenty of different types of food. So the sand which we collected, we can place it inside this barrel. Then we need to wait a certain amount of time and then it will turn this into mortar. It'll be 16 mortar in 8 in-game hours. So it'll be about 8 minutes. In the meantime, let's have a look at this charcoal pit. Yeah, so that's finished. We picked up all of that dirt. Yeah, so to pick up this charcoal, we just need a shovel. And it will mine one piece at a time. I love that noise. So we put in 114, I believe, roughly, of them logs. We got 54 charcoal out of that. This will be enough to be able to make the fire pit or the forge which we need. We just need to wait for this mortar to finish so that we can make some bricks. Well, I think that it's a good time to wrap up the episode here. We have done so much today. Again, we've done a lot. Next episode, we are going to wait for this mortar to craft and craft up bricks. And then we're going to explore the world of the forge and the anvil, which we need to progress further. As always, thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you all again some other time.